Hare Krishna. Welcome to everybody. I welcome all for this Bhagavad Gita session. Continuation of Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So before the presentation, I seek the Bhagla Karuba. I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas and my beloved Guru Maharaj and other all Vaishnavas. Bhagla. So far we have finished first chapter up to 7th sloka. Today we are going to discuss about 8th, 9th and 10th. So just a small recap from the first sloka that this Bhagavad Gita chapter has 46, first chapter has 46 slokas. It is called Arjuna Vishada Yogam. Vishada means dukkham, means sorrows. So even though we have sorrows, if we dovetail our sorrows and coordinate with the Krishna conscious devotees or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, definitely it becomes yogam. Yogam means it's divine. It comes from the word une. It means to unite with the Lord. So, when our daily activities are dovetailed with Krishna's or Krishna's pastimes or Krishna's names, Krishna's leelas, then the sorrows, happiness, everything will become yogam. So Dhritarashtra was asking his secretary Sanjaya. Sanjaya means one who conquered the senses. That is the meaning of Sanjaya. So as we know that though Vyasadeva was ready to give the spiritual vision or Divya Darshan to Dhritarashtra, he has neglected, and he recommended to give to Sanjaya because he knows that he is committing a sinful activity, he is disobedient to the laws of Krishna's court. So he neglected that. He was reluctant to take. So Krishna Vasudeva gave the darshanam to Sanjaya, who is very exalted and akinchana, who has akinchana bhakti. So that is why he was able to see the activities in Kurukshetra and he was able to present to Dhritarashtra. So, but Sanjaya knows very much that in this war, Pandavas are going to win this war. Though Duryodhana has 11 Akshohinis and Pandavas had only 7 Akshohinis. So, Akshohini means one who has 21,870 rathas and 21,870 elephants. 21,870 rathas and 21,870 horses. 1,09,350 foot soldiers. That is the strength of one Akshohini. Like that, Duryodhana had 11 Akshohinis, but Pandavas had only 7 Akshohinis. So you can just imagine how strong the Duryodhana's army was. So, but anyway, in any case, Pandavas were not at all worried about these Akshohinis of Duryodhana, because They were only dependent on Krishna because Krishna was with him. That was the only courage, and that was the only hope for Pandavas. So that is why we should also welcome Krishna in our life, in all our activities, so that whatever sorrows we get, it will become yogam, it will become divyam when Krishna is there with us. So we should not worry about the calamities, we should not worry about any havocs or catastrophes in our lives. We should never be worried because we should always welcome Krishna. You may ask how we can welcome Krishna because we are not so elevated, we are not such a pure devotee. Yes, of course, I don't deny that because everybody is a sadhaka, everybody is a practitioner in devotion service. But while we once we take up Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. You may think, one may think, the chanting of holy names is very simple, very ordinary. I don't think it has so much influence or impact in our life. But you can just experience. You are experiencing so many things when you get the physical, when you get the uh, health issues, when you get material issues like in different forms with your friends, with your relations. You will be trying so many endeavors, you will be incurring so many expenses. But just try chanting this holy names of the Lord, which has full strength, which can eradicate all your sinful activities, which can really help you in your life. Because I have so many experiences by chanting the holy names of Lord. In fact, I was saved in so many miserable conditions. I can really tell you, it's a heartfelt feeling and expression you can have when you chant the holy names of the Lord. So, like that, Duryodhana, Duryodhana was convincing, and he was just uh, putting in a diplomatic way to provoke Bhishma, Dronacharya, and he was uh, expressing his uh, cruelty ideas and cruel-like ideas and rock-hearted ideas to Drona and to Dronacharya and Bhishma, so that they can become very anger, so that they can provoke themselves, and so that they will get that what can I say, the rosha they say, so that they can get, oh, in spite of all these things we are keeping quiet, let's fight with our opponents, Pandavas. So they should get that mindset. That is why he was doing all these diplomatic um, uh, strategies, you can say. So now we can chant this sloka Bhagavad Gita as it is. 8th, chapter 1 and 8th, verse number 8, 9 and 10. We'll be discussing about the three slokas. Bhavan Bhismascha Karnascha Krupascha Samitim Jayah Ashwattama Vikarnascha Saumadatis Tataivacha. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Krupa, Ashwattama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta called Purishwara, who are all always victorious in battle. Purport, translation and purport by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Duryodhana mentions the exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana, Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya, and Saumudati or Bhurishwara is the son of king of the Bahilikas. Karna is the half brother of Arjuna, and he was born of Kunti before her marriage with King Pandu. Krupacharya, twin sister, married Dronacharya. Verse number 9. Anye cha bhava sura madharte tyaktva jivitah nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha visharadaha anye cha bahava sura madharte tyaktva jivitah nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha visharadaha. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in military science. Purport. As well as the others are concerned like Jayadratha, Krutavarma and Salya all are determined to lay down their lives for Duryodhana's sake. In other words, it is already concluded that all of them would die in the battle of Kurukshetra for joining the party of the sinful Duryodhana. Duryodhana was of course confident of his victory on account of the above mentioned combined strength of his friends. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Udayamudriya Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So verse number 10. Apariyaptam tad asmakam bhalam Bhishma Virakshitam Bhishma Balam Bhishma Avirakshitam Pariyaptam tu idam etesham Balam Bhima Abhirakshitam. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. Herein an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana. He thinks that the strength of his armed forces is immeasurable, being specifically protected by the most experienced general grandfather Bhishma. On the other hand, the forces of the Pandavas are limited, being protected by the less experienced general Bhima, who is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would be only killed by Bhima. But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on account of his presence of Bhishma was a far superior general. His conclusion that he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained. Om Agnānatimirandasya Gnānāñjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo. So here Vicky Baile Agatkodu stand spoon stand. So in this first chapter consists of 46 verses, wherein we can say we can understand that we can divide it into two chapters. From first chapter to 26th sloka, that is why Prabhupada named this chapter as Observing the Armies. So it is from 1 to 26, it is Observing the Armies. From 27 to 46, it is Arjuna's Vishada Yoga. So Arjuna has put out 4 points in this Vishada Yoga, because 1 to 13 is preparation of armies, preparation of the it is preparation of the war, and 14 to 20 is signs of victory, blowing the shankus of each personalities. From 21 to 26, it is Bhakta Vatsala Krishna, because Krishna takes Arjuna's Rath in between Senayor Ubayor Madhya, in that sloka says. So in between the battle of, in between the armies of Kauravas and Pandavas, he takes a chariot there. So from 27 to 46, it is Vishada Yogam. This Vishada Yogam is summarized into four core points or primary points. That is, Arjuna is showing compassion towards his kitan kins, his relatives, his spiritual master, and to his Bhishma Pitamaha, and all other living entities, all other persons who are related to him. And second is enjoyment, because Arjuna was very honest, and Arjuna was so compassionate, great Vaishnava. He is explaining, he is expressing to Krishna that I don't want such a sort of enjoyment at the cost of killing so many crores and crores of people. So that's what his expression was. And he said, why I should commit these sinful activities by killing them. That was the third point. And the fourth point is Varna Shankaram. By killing them, I may create unwanted populations, so that they may go to the hellish planets. That's what his argument was. So I will again repeat the 4 points. That is, first one is compassion, enjoyment, committing sinful activities, and the fourth one is Varna Shankaram. So like this, Arjuna was expressing his feelings to Krishna, and he was arguing with Krishna also. So in this 8th verse, coming back to the 8th verse, Duryodhana was very, very proud of his army strength. That's what these following slokas are meant to be. Duryodhana was very proud, and he had so much overconfidence that he has very powerful heroes, very, very powerful heroes like Karna, Vikarna, Jayavrata, and Krupacharya. His twin daughters are married by Dronacharya, and like that, Ashwatthama. So all were very expert. That is why it is called in 9th verse. 9th verse, it is said that they are very experts in fighting with the enemies. So Duryodhana was in full power. He was fully confident that he is going to win this big war. And he was also expressing about the negative factors of Bhima, the negative points of Bhima. That Bhima is very powerful, but still is limited because he is not intelligent. He is very dull head. But one great advantage of Bhima is very, very powerful. Nobody can fight in front of Bhima, except personalities like Bhishma, apart from Bhishma. Because Duryodhana knows very well, he is aware that even if he is killed, I can only killed by the hands of Bhima only. He knows very, that is a, he was very envious towards Bhima. And in the Kauravas side, the commander in chief was Bhishma. In Pandavas side, commander in chief was Bhima. So he was comparing both the personalities. Bhishma was very very powerful, and when he becomes very anger, no particular personality or expert can stand before Bhishma. Such a powerful personality Bhishma is. Such a expert in waging the war or fighting with enemies. Like a roar of a lion it is. And also Duryodhana was explaining to Dronacharya that Pandavas have had very small strength, but they were trying to get some people in different parts of the place. But Pandava's strength was very very innumerable. It is, we cannot count it. Such a great strength Duryodhana had. That is why he was very very confident. But he is very hopeful of victory also, and he is very proud. Duryodhana was very proud. So I want to throw light on this point, this particular two words, tyakta jivitaha, and people were ready to give up their lives uh, to help Duryodhana. That's what Duryodhana was saying. So whomever are backed with me, whomever are supporting me, they are ready to give up their lives. That's what Duryodhana was telling. That is the meaning of Tyaktva Jivitaha. They are ready to give their jivas, their life, their very life and soul. And it is also called Nana Shastra Praharanaha. They are well versed in fighting with the opposite enemies. So here, the military strength is for self-aggrandizement. That is a demonic quality actually. If you are happen to read Bhagavad Gita as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada in chapter 16, I think, 16, Deva Asura Guna. If you read, then Krishna explains all the demonic qualities and the mood of demons and the attitude of demons and their goal of achieving the life and their motto of and what is their motto in their life. So if you read that, you will be knowing what are the asura qualities, so that we can give up those asura qualities. That is why Krishna is mentioning all those asura qualities in 16th chapter. And Prabhupada also has given a tremendous and amazing purports in that for those slokas. If one happens to read that, he is very very fortunate. So if one is, that's what Krishna Prabhupada is trying to say in these verses, in his purports and translations. He says that the military army is there to protect the kingdom and not for self-aggrandizement. Because self-aggrandizement is, so because military strength is required for to rule the army, to rule the country, and it should not be misused. So it should not be misused. So if one is Krishna consciousness, then he would use his strength and opulence for the sake of Krishna. I mean, properly. He will use that strength and opulence for the welfare of the people. For the welfare of the people. So That is why in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says if one wants to be peaceful, so one should read this particular verse 529, I think. It's in the verse Krishna says, um, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasa Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhrutam Sarvabhutanam Gnatvamam Shantim Rachati. So there are so many united organizations, example, and so many social organizations who are trying to bring the peace in the society and the country, but they are not able to. But they couldn't. They were not able to do it because they don't know the formula of peace. Nobody knows the formula of peace unless and otherwise you are guided by a bona fide spiritual master coming in the lineage of Gaudi Sampradaya or Rudra Sampradaya or Shri Sampradaya and Kumara Sampradaya. These four Sampradayas are very bona fide Sampradayas, recommended, and it is been followed by so many Acharyas. Like Gaudiya Brahmamadya Gaudiya Sampradaya, it is the leader of this Sampradaya is Brahma, and for Sri Sampradaya, the leader is Lakshmi. Like that, there are bona fide Sampradayas. And for Rudra Sampradaya and Kumara Sampradaya, Nimbarka and other great Acharyas, they follow this because we have to follow the bona fide Sampradayas. Otherwise, you will not get any proper results. Asampradaya will lead to the bad results, so that the society will have so many calamities. Society will lead to the different angles of sufferings or miseries. So here Sarva in this verse 529 Bhagavad Gita, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, he is the proprietor of everyone. See, example, if whatever I create, I am the proprietor for that. And like that, the whole creation is the whole universe is created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So he is the proprietor. He is everything. He is Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. That means Maheshwaram means controller. He controls all the universes. He is the one. He is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. So even in Brahma Samhita, if you happen to read fifth verse 540, it says, Yasya Prabho Prabhavato Jagadanda Kotishu Vishesha Vasudadi Vibhuti Bhinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Asesha Bhutan Govinda Madhipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So it's all the creation, it's all creation of Krishna only. He is Jagadanda. He is Jagadanda Koti. So this Jagadanda Koti means he is the creator of so many universes, innumerable universes, like Vaikunta and Kunta. So Kunta means material planets, Vaikunta means spiritual planets. Even in the Kunta planets also there is birth, death, old age and disease. You will get trapped with these four things. But in Vaikunta, no anxiety at all. And even for both material and spiritual planets, he is the proprietor. He is the creator. That is why it is said, Yasya Prava Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotish Vishesha Vasudadi Vibhuti Bhinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutan Govinda Madhipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. That means Govindam is the primeval Lord. So even Bhagavad Gita 10.8 also says that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate. For all, Sarvam, for everything, for anything which is seen to be in this universe, in these planets, both spiritual and material planets. Sarva Prabhavo, I am the creator, I am the proprietor for it. Everything is coming from me. Krishna says everything is coming from me. Nothing is left. You cannot climb or you cannot question that this particular thing has not come from Krishna. Everything has come from Krishna. You can slowly think and analyze and then understand and come to this point that everything is come from Krishna only. That is why it's called Sarvam Aham Sarvasya. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mattam Sarva Matta Sarvam Pravartate. So from the Krishna's, everything comes from the Krishna's body. So externally, he is a proprietor. If I have created something, I am the proprietor. Like in Vedas also said, it is Eko Narayana Ashit. Even before the creation of the universe, Narayana was there. Then you can understand how great Narayana is. Eko Narayana Asit means before the creation, Narayana was there. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chatur Sloka also, they says, Aham Evasam Evagre. Canto 2, 9th chapter, 33rd verse, it says, Aham Evasam Evagre. Before creation, there was Krishna. Krishna was there. Nobody knows it. Because in this modern education and this modern society, nobody wants to understand this. We don't know who are we, and we don't know how we came from, where we came from, who is Krishna, and what is Krishna, and what are 33 crores of demigods. Nobody knows about all these things. But simply they are giving so many types of, so many presentations. Simply they are wasting time like anything. So one should know, one should understand all these things. Then only you will be knowing who are you, and what is your and what are the laws to be obeyed, and where you are situated, and how you are situated, and why you are having these sufferings, and why you are having dualities in this material world, and what is this material world, or what is this spiritual world. Everything one should know. Otherwise, it is waste of learning, waste of studying so many, holding so many degrees. After having so many degrees, you don't know how to win the final examination, how to get victorious in the final examination. That is death. How to win death, we don't know. So one should know the formula of this. One should know the life and soul formula for how to win this mrityu. So one can ask, what is Krishna? Krishna means his form, his gunas, his names, his paraphernalia, and his pastimes, with his entourage, everything. So king, like example, if king means king, kingdom, palace, people, horses, elephants, everything, whatever belongs to king, everything is meant to be Krishna only, meant to be king only. So in material world, everywhere anxiety only. Everywhere anxiety only. In any planet you see, in any material planet see, Sada Samudvigna Diyam Asad Grahat. In any planet you see, whichever planet you go, in these 14 planetary systems, it's called Triloka. Wherever you go, there will be always dukkam, there will be always miseries, there will be always what can I say, havocs, and there will be always catastrophes will be there. So in any planet, Sada Samudvigam Dhyam, Asad Granat. So why we are facing this anxiety? Because we have accepted the nonsense thing that is Asad, which is not permanent, which is only temporary. We are craving everything for temporary thing only. It is not permanent. So we are external. We don't want this temporary body. So something which is asad, not permanent. So whatever the body needs, whatever the body requires, for that only we are craving for anything. We are trying to fulfill the desires of the body, but not the soul. So there one should understand that as long as the soul is there, the body will be there. Once if the soul leaves the body, then the body is dead. The body is dead. That one should understand this. That is called a tata dehantara praptir. So the soul keeps changing from one body to another body. That is called transmigration of the soul. So one should really crave, or one should really, it's mandatory to learn, it is mandatory to understand the concept of the soul. So that is it is explained in 213 that dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. So once the body becomes uh, dead, then the soul will transmigrate from one body to another body, depending on his previous karmic deeds, and remembering at the time of death. Anta kalecha mamaiva smaran muktva kalevaram. At the time of death, whatever he remembers. That is why, if one wants to avoid death, what is the formula? Just please, I beg and I request everybody to read this, or to understand this, or to follow this, and without skipping, please watch this, because this is very very important. It's not for the, it is for my purification only. I am giving all these presentations, and not for any name or fame, because I want to help the society. I want to render the greater render service to the people to the greater extent, so that they should not suffer at all. So whatever the happiness, whatever the understanding I got, so I want to share with you. That is why I am giving up all these sessions. I mean, not giving up. I am giving all these presentations, so that I am releasing all these videos. So, and Krishna says in 4:9 Gita. That is why please do buy Bhagavad Gita as it is. In buying Bhagavad Gita also, you should be very expert, you should be very intelligent enough. Which Bhagavad Gita written by whom? So our Bhagavad Gita is as it is. As it is means yata rupa, yata tatam means it is the message which is delivered by Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. It will be delivered as it is, like a postman. The postman never opens the letter or never opens the cover and sees what is there inside. So like that same, the the lineage of our parampara, our disciple section will deliver the message as it is. As it is, like how Krishna has delivered his message to Brahma, Narada, Vyasamarshi, Padmanabha, like that. So in 4:9 Krishna says Janma karma chame divyam ya yovam yoveti tyaktataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti namamaiti. So Arjuna. So here, whatever Krishna's activities he does, the karma, that means karma means doing action. All the actions of karma, it is all divyam. Divyam means it is beyond material world. It's beyond the material world, and it cannot be perceived by the material senses. That is called divyam. So this is the solution. This is the only means, and this is the what can I say? Only medicine, only aushad, how to avoid death, how to win death, how to conquer death. That is, this is the only formula. This is the only verse. Here Krishna says, one who understands my activities, janma, and my one who understand my birth and my activities and my pastimes, which are divyam. So one will never enter into the embryo of any soul. One will never enter into the material world at all. He goes back home, back to Godhead, as Prabhupada says. So then you can easily win the death. This is the only thing. For that there are only two formulas. Sevan mukahi jihvado swayam eva sprati ada. How you will understand Krishna? You can understand Krishna by sevan mukihi jihvado, by service, seva. Sevan mukha means service. How? The first service starts from the jihva. Jihva means tongue. From tongue, you can honor the prasadam, you can glorify and chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can win, one can conquer death. By having prasadam, which is offered to Krishna, one can really get purified, and then he can easily win, he can easily understand Krishna. Atasri, and Srimad Bhagavatam also in first canto, second chapter, 200, sloka number 234, I think, it said it is Atasri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grahyam Indriyai. You cannot understand Krishna by these material senses, by these blunt material senses. It is very highly impossible. You have to purify yourself. Tat paratena nirmalam. Simply by Krishna consciousness. Always think of Krishna. Always uh, think of Krishna. Never forget Krishna. All your senses should be purified. This is the process. And the beginning of service starts from your tongue. Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj also says, शरीरा विद्याजा दो जोड़ेन्द्रिय तहेका जीव पेले विशेषागर्य तारामध्य जिह्वाति लोभमय सुदुर्मति ताके जीता कठिन संसारे. It is very difficult to conquer the senses, but if one conquers tongue, he can conquer everything. So you can conquer this tongue. How you can conquer this tongue? You can conquer this tongue by having Krishna Prasadam, by chanting the holy names of the Lord, by taking association of the devotees. So like this you can win the tongue, you can conquer the tongue. So everything starts from Juhvado, from tongue only. Sevan Mukihi Juhvado. Sevan Mukihi Juhvado. Swayameva Spurati Ado. So simply by Krishna consciousness, one can become very, very blissful in his life. So once Prabhupada went to Japan, he saw so many people who are working in different companies. They used to travel 21 kilometers away from their office just to taste the jungle birds' flesh. You can understand how much they are sudurmati. So sudarmati means the taste will never stop, unlimited. We'll be hogging like anything, like pigs. So that is why if you want to control your senses, control your tongue, you should have prasadam and you should chant the holy names of the Lord. That is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So one can imagine 21 kilometers. So they were traveling on 21 kilometers just to have the jungle birds' flesh, jungle birds' meat they used to have in Japan. So they were rushing, they were having anxiety to get that bird's flesh. So because the tongue is it is a straight line, tongue, belly and genitals. So once your tongue is controlled, your belly is also controlled and genitals are also controlled, then you can have a very smooth sailing in your spiritual life. And Lobhamaya means is greedy. That's what in 16th chapter also Krishna says, there are 3 gateways to hellish planet. If one doesn't controls or if one doesn't controls kama, krodha and lobha. Lobha is greediness. Kama is lustful activities. Once you have lustful activities, you will get the greed. You will become angry when you don't get it. So these are the 3 gateways to hellish planet. If one gives up this, if one abstains from this, then he can go to kingdom of Godhead. So here Duryodhana was also very lobby. He was very greedy to get the kingdom, and he had that desire to get enthroned into Hastinapur. to get that throne, to get that coronation. He was trying his level best, and he was putting all his diplomatic strategies. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. And please, if any takeovers we can carry home, or if any comments also we can pass. Hare Krishna.